Morning guys, Matty from M&J Automotive here. Today we're going to be working on, one of today's jobs we're going to be working on a 2018 Honda Jazz, just doing the front brake pads. And the only reason this is here is just to block out the vehicle's registration number. We're going to sort something at some point to alleviate having to do that. Something to, like a plate just to stick on so that we can stop anyone potentially cloning any registration numbers. But yeah, I'll cut in and out as and when, like jacking up the vehicle, doing the job and everything like that. So we'll do it as a bit of a walkthrough video. So hope you guys like it, and if there's any feedback, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. But yeah, we'll cut back in when we start jacking the vehicle up. Right guys, so as you can see, jack under the sill of the vehicle, got an axle stand to hand, ready to put underneath, so then at least it's safe on board the vehicle. So let's get that off, let's get this up. Now the vehicle safely supported on an axle stand, so which is something I'd recommend doing every time. Next up we'll pull the wheel trim off, take the wheel off, and then we can get to the caliper. Is that doing the brake pad? Trim off. There we go. There's wheel off. Pop that out of the way so then it's not going to interfere with anything. So yeah, pull you in. So yeah, brake disc, caliper pads. The pads aren't actually too bad on it, it's just they're screeching, so the customer's just wanting the pad replacing. So we're here to oblige. Brand new set of brake pads to be fitted. So what I'll do now is I'll cut back in when we're going to start stripping the caliper out, so then it's out of the way so we can get to the brake pads, replace the brake pads, and then refit the caliper. I'll show you the winding back of the piston, all that sort of thing, and then when we come to do the other side I'll probably just put it on time lapse so it's a bit of a quicker one. But yeah, so I'll cut back in when we're getting there. So I'm back, and so I'm gonna do it as a bit of a job, so it's a general job that average Jazz can do with very little hand tools. So I'm just going to use a 12mm spanner to do both bolts for the brake caliper from the caliper to the carrier, 12mm ratchet spanner just to get it out a bit quicker. And then what we've got today is a Von Haar brake caliper rewind tool. This is just a very cheap set off eBay, I believe it was, Amazon, one of them too. So it was only a cheap set at the time, just something that we bought just so we can start doing brakes and everything quite a while ago. We've since upgraded. We've got a big Asta set inside the garage for doing some of the bigger stuff. This is still quite heavily used because it's a nice little kit, so you can just literally grab it really quickly, bring it out, and then just get the job cracked off. We're going to be using it again today because we've got a little Citroen C1 down there that's going to be having front piston pads on it, and a drive shaft. So we might film that one as well, so it's got again a bit more content for you guys. So yeah, we're just gonna try to do it as a bit of a walkthrough, explain everything as we're going, so then at least you know what you'd need to do this job in the future. Like, we used an impact gun at the beginning to remove the wheel. Again, not everyone's going to have one of those. So what you could do is, the 19mm wheel nuts, you could just use a socket and a breaker bar and a ratchet just to get them off, and do it that way. So it is something just your everyday person with very basic hand tools can do. But yeah, instead of waffling on, I'll get started. I'll start stripping the caliper off and then we can see where we're going. So just use a normal spine to crack them, and then ratchets down just to whiz them out, makes it a bit easier. One thing you should do when you're doing this is just make sure that the slider pins for the caliper carrier actually move, because otherwise if they are seized up then it can cause a bit of an issue and cause brakes to wear more rapidly, because they push into a position and then hold there and then don't move back to where they should be, so then brakes wear unevenly, and then you end up in a bit of a, well, you end up in a world of hurt. You need new brakes, potentially a new caliper, because it can cause excess heat. So there's both bolts out, pop them to the side. So the caliper should just come off, like so. So as you can see, single piston caliper, and you just get your standard wind back tool. This one is a bit bent, as you can see. It has taken some flack on some jobs that have had seized calipers. So we stuck bars on it at the end. So I can say it is a very good tool. It has held up to some serious abuse. So yeah, we'll just put the wind back tool in the right position, and then the caliper back. And just pushes the caliper all the way back. There we go. And push back. And just take the wind back tool out of there. Sometimes the inner plate sticks. And then out of the way. So yeah, there's one piston pushed back. These brake pads have some little metal returning pins. Just take them out, because you don't want to be trying to get the pads out without. One brake pad out. A bit stuck. There you go. Two brake pads out. So there you go. There's the brake pads removed. What I'll do is I'll be taking the metal shims off, and then we can wire brush them before putting the new brake pads on. So I'll just cut out and then cut back in a minute. Alright guys, so we're back. So got the new brake pads. Gone for just a blueprint set of brake pads, so they're a decent brand, and they don't break the bank. Never had any problems with any blueprint parts personally, so I don't have any negative comments to say about them. So yeah, we're just gonna put a bit of copper grease on the positions where the pads sit in the carrier. Copper grease on, and just slide them in like so. And already done the rear pad, so just push that one in. There we go. Alright, there we go. Bit of a stuck slider pin. There we go. That's something that could have caused an issue. Move that back and forth, just make sure it is free. And then that one as well. Move that back and forth, make sure it is free. One thing I would recommend is probably taking those out, wire brushing them, and then putting them back in, just to make sure there's no debris in there that's going to cause any issues. So that's something I would recommend doing. I might actually do that now, and then just to make sure that there's going to be no issues down the road. So what I'll do is I'll pull them back out. Say that. One out. And there's the other. So they actually do. There's no evidence of any debris on them. There is a bit of grease on there. So what I'll do is instead of wire brushing those, I think I'll just put them back in and just slide them back and forth a few more times, just to make sure that they have a nice bit of free movement. Back in. And two. start. Everything in. So 1. And 2. So then that puts a bit, like, moves the pads out ever so slightly while you work it, just so that it can then move them away from the disc when you brake in. Piston pushes in against the pad to squeeze on the disc. So then, and when you let off the brake, piston moves back ever so slightly. So then the pads then move away from the disc ever so slightly, just so then they're not actually creating friction, too much friction, and causing excess heat build-up when you're just driving as normal without braking. So yeah, then we'll slot the bolts in, start threading in by hand. Always do that. Never send the bolt in with a gun first, because that's when you end up in a bit of a problem, because you can cross thread, strip threads, send it into the card, and it can cause some serious issues. So 1. And 2. So that's just a Halford's Advanced 12mm ratchet spanner. So it's just your general everyday tool that you can use. And then I get just a normal, well, I say normal, snap-on 12mm ring spanner. But again, just your everyday 12mm ring spanner would work. So there we go, that's the front brake pads replaced on the near side of this 2018 Honda Jazz. And what I'll do now is I'll just move that out of the way, get the wheel, and then just put the wheel back on. And again, as I said before, slide everything on by hand first, just to avoid any problems. You don't want to make a 10-minute job turn into a 2-hour-long problem. That's definitely not the end of the game here. This is just a bit of a tutorial just to help out people that are wanting to do this on their own. Again, I do this as a day-to-day job, so I do have a lot of experience in brakes. They're just your run-of-the-mill job that you get quite often, but we do have a lot of experience in all aspects of mechanical work, from just service work to engine replacements to timing to gearbox removals, gearbox rebuilds, engine strip downs, engine rebuilds, all sorts of jobs. There'll be a lot more jobs and videos coming on the channel. We've got a engine in the garage at the minute that from my personal Vauxhall Vivaro that I'm doing a camper conversion on. The engine's going to be stripped down completely. It's going to be replacing the head gasket, all the gaskets, head bolts, possibly relapping all the valves, everything like that, just so that we can show people some of the jobs that can be undertaken on vehicles, engines, everything like that. I've also got the old gearbox from my Vivaro that I'm going to strip down, show you the strip down video, and the internals of that. But yeah, so there is going to be plenty more jobs on the channel, plenty more videos coming. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen, please give us a thumbs up. Again, subscribe for more videos that will be coming. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this off the stand on this side, top this wheel up, move over to the other side, do the brakes over there. I'll probably just do that on a time lapse just so that it doesn't take too long on this video. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. Well then guys, sorry I'm back. One thing I forgot to mention actually while doing this, on these brake pads they actually have a little metal clip on the side of the pad, as you can see here. That's actually the brake wear indicator. So when the pad's worn down sufficiently, that will start contacting the disc and make a screeching sound to indicate that the pads are requiring changing. You do put that on as the inner brake pad, just so then it's not falling against the caliper in any way. That's how they're designed to go. So just I thought I'd put that in there, then at least you guys know and don't think, oh, well, he's not mentioned that, I don't know where it goes. But yeah, we'll get back on with the time lapse now. Thanks guys.